Have you ever checked your bank account, saw a low balance, and felt your stomach drop? Suddenly, you're skipping groceries to save a few bucks, but then splurging on takeout to feel better. Why do we do this? Princeton researchers scanned people's brains while they made money decisions and found something wild. When you're stressed about money, your brain works against you, making choices that keep you stuck. Imagine panicking over a $200 bill and buying coffee to cope. But here's the good news. Science shows us how to break this cycle. Stick with me to learn 3 simple tricks to outsmart your stressed-out brain. Let's dive into what's happening in your head. In 2013, Princeton psychologist Eldar Shafir and Harvard economist Senthil Mullainathan put people through financial stress tests while scanning their brains. They published this in Science magazine, and it's a game changer. They found that worrying about money, like a big bill or a tight paycheck, cuts your brain's processing power by about 13 IQ points. That's like losing a night's sleep or trying to solve math while tipsy. Remember when your car needed a $300 fix and you couldn't focus on anything else? Your brain was just stuck. They tested this by asking people to solve puzzles after thinking about a $1,500 car repair versus a $150 one. The $1,500 group tanked the puzzles, not because they were less smart, but because their brains were too busy worrying. Here's the kicker. Even wealthy people performed worse when they imagined being short on cash. This isn't about being bad with money. It's how every human brain reacts to financial stress. Your brain gets hijacked, and you can't even feel it happening. But here's what really traps you. When your brain's stressed, it goes into what researchers call tunnel vision. You're laser-focused on today's problem like paying that bill, but blind to tomorrow's consequences. In their book Scarcity, Shafir and Mullainathan describe it like being in a burning building. You'll jump out a window to escape, even if the fall hurts worse. Their studies show people under financial stress take shortcuts, like borrowing at high rates or skipping long-term savings because their brain screams, "Fix it now." For example, someone might buy a lottery ticket when rent's due, hoping for a quick win. It's not irrational. It's your brain desperate for relief. Or think about tax refunds. When you finally get extra cash, you might blow it on a new phone instead of saving because your brain's been in stress mode too long. This trap keeps people stuck, no matter their income. This hit me hard when I realized why I kept repeating the same mistakes. Many people think they are just terrible with money. Imagine you had $400 in your account and a $250 bill came up. You panicked, skipped buying groceries, and then spent $30 on fast food to feel better. Sound familiar? The Princeton study explains why. Financial stress doesn't just mess with your budget. It messes with your focus, your willpower, even your self-esteem. It's like your brain's too busy putting out fires to plant a garden. Here's what's wild. Everyone has a point where stress kicks in. For me, it's when my account will dip below $1,000. I'll start checking my bank app like it's my job. For you, it might be a $100 or $5,000, depending on your bills or lifestyle. The research doesn't say it's one specific number. It's about when you feel stretched. Shafir's team found this feeling is universal, whether you're scraping by or just worried about a big expense. It's not your fault, it's biology. But knowing this gives you power to fight back. So how do you stop your brain from sabotaging you? It's easier than you think. The good news? You can outsmart this stress trap with 3 science-backed hacks from the Scarcity research and Ideas for Two, a behavioral science group. First, create a buffer. Keep your checking account above where stress kicks in by moving extra money to a separate savings account, ideally at a different bank so it's harder to touch. I'll set up an auto transfer to keep my checking at $1,200 after bills. My brain will think I'm fine, even if I'm saving behind the scenes. Studies show this tricks your mind into feeling less stressed, so you make calmer choices. Second, think in weeks, not months. Long-term planning is hard when you're stressed, but weekly goals are doable. Set a weekly budget for fun stuff like $20 for coffee or outings, so you don't feel deprived. Ideas 42 found people who budget weekly stick to their plans 30% better because it feels manageable. Started doing this, and it's like your brain stopped panicking about every penny. Third, make rules when you're calm. When you're not stressed, write down decisions like, no big purchases without checking my budget first, or always compare prices before buying. Follow these when stress hits. It's like setting up guardrails for your brain. I have a rule. No buying when I'm upset. Imagine you almost bought a $100 jacket after a bad day. This rule will stop you, and you won't even want it later. Here's how to start today. Step 1. Figure out when you feel stressed. Check your bank account. What number makes you nervous? That's your stress point. Mine's $1,000, but yours might be different. Step 2. Open a savings account somewhere else. Set an auto transfer to keep your checking just above your stress point after bills, say $50 extra. This isn't about hoarding. It's about giving your brain breathing room. Step 3. Try a weekly budget. Divide your monthly spending into 4 groceries, fun, bills. I'll do $50 a week for extras, and it will feel like freedom, not restriction. Step 4. Write 3 rules tonight. Mine are, no buying when I'm stressed. Always wait a day for big purchases. And check my budget before spending over $50. Stick to them for 30 days. The Scarcity book says these small systems help you save more without feeling trapped. Some people doubled their savings in a year just by planning like this. What's your stress point? The number where you start to panic? Drop it in the comments. I'm curious if it's tied to your bills or something else. If you're tired of stress messing with your money, I've got a video on a simple trick that will save you hundreds by curbing impulse buys. It's based on Stanford research about beating temptation, and it's stupidly easy to try. Click here to watch it now. It's the next step to taking control of your wallet.